Welcome to Pause on Purpose. I'm Pastor Paul, and I just again wanted to thank you for joining in. It means so much that you're here with me each weekday, and wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, would you do me a favor and just push the like button down there? And if possible, share it with someone. Share it with someone that you think they would be blessed by the message. And most of all, drop me a line. Let me know how you're doing. phoenixpastors@gmail.com. One word, phoenixpastors@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Today's Pause on Purpose is found in First Timothy, and Paul is writing to his protege, the young man who's going to take over for the Apostle Paul when Paul is gone. And Paul knows he is on his final laps in his life. And the first book of Timothy, the First Timothy letter, is very personal. He gives Timothy basically an outline structure of how to establish a church from the ground up, and appointing elders and what needs to be taught faithfully and truthfully each and every time you get together. But in that midst, there were people that were in the town of Ephesus, the city of Ephesus, where Timothy was ministering. And these people were claiming to be very smart, and they knew the Mosaic law and they knew how to teach it. And they were trying to push Timothy out of the way and take over the church. Problem is, their message was a message of mixed legalism and not knowing what they were really talking about. Let me explain. Let me let Paul explain. First Timothy 1:7. Paul writes to Timothy, they, meaning the false teachers, they want to be known as teachers of the law of Moses, but they don't want, well, but they don't know what they're talking about, even though they speak so confidently. You ever notice that? Those that speak the most confidently, when you really look underneath the surface, not all the time, but sometimes, those are the people that really don't have all the facts straight. And the reason why they keep talking is because it's rare for someone to interject because they just don't want to waste their breath. Because this person, it will keep talking anyways. So Paul tells Timothy, look, these people think they know what they're talking about, but they really don't. And they think they know what they're talking about when it comes to the Mosaic law. You remember Moses, right? He's the one that went up on the mountain when the children of Israel were coming out of Egypt, and God met him on the mountain, and God inscribed the 10 commandments on the two tablets. You know that, and I know that. Wasn't Charlton Heston, but they made a decent rendition of that, right? And when Moses came down off the mountain, those two tablets were in his hands with the 10 commandments inscribed on that. But this week we're describing and comparing human wisdom with earthly wisdom. And earthly wisdom always tries to make it look like they know what they're talking about, even when they know they don't. Now, there's some smart people who aren't Christians. I'm not discounting them. There are a lot of smart people out there. But I'm talking about those confident, individuals who really think they know what they're talking about. And the more they get off on thin ice, the more confident they become. It's a sad picture, especially when it comes to religion and our faith. And so what we need to do is we need to decipher that. Well, how do we decipher that? Well, we take them to the Word of God. We ask them to open it up, and we ask them to explain it. But like all godly understanding and wisdom, here's our kind of a big idea thought from this passage today. Godly understanding is as rare as finding two engraved tablets, let alone explaining what they mean, right? I mean, it's rare enough to find uh, two tablets that are inscribed with the finger of God. We will probably never find those, but it'd be a rare find if we did. There's only one set of those. And godly understanding is almost as rare. It only shows up on those and with those who project their lack of understanding and cast their total selves on God and say, God, we need wisdom. We need understanding of this situation. And God gives it. And so today, if you're finding yourself lacking understanding, lacking what's happening in the world, and you want to know what God's up to, ask Him. Don't try to figure it out on your own. Ask Him. Tomorrow we'll find out what happens when we ask Him. And then you go with God because He goes with you.